Hello Scorpio, welcome to your July forecast for the year 2017. I am Kiana Mayfield from LunaCenter.com, and this month for everyone is all about lifting us up and preparing for the eclipse season to occur next month, August 21st, right? Even before then, August 7th, we have the lunar eclipse in Aquarius. And for you this month, Scorpio, this is all about the breakout. And before I get to what that means, okay, so the beginning of the month, July 1st, we have Chiron stationing retrograde in Pisces, 28 degrees. And for you, this is happening in your 5th house, your heart, right? Chiron stationing retrograde for everyone is ripping off the band-aid of our wounds, of our karmic patterns, of our karmic cycles, right? And for you, this has to do with how you love, right? Ultimately, comes down to when you rip the band-aid off of how you've loved everything, you get to the simple basic question of how you love yourself, right? And for you, Scorpio, since you have your 5th house in Pisces, your ultimate aim comes in the merging of yourself, of your being, right, of your core essence with another. It doesn't have to be necessarily another person. It can be. But it comes with the merging of your energy with another energy, right? The alchemy, the alchemical process that creates more than what you are. The two that create the three, the third element, right? And Chiron stationing retrograde is all about healing your degree of fear with this process, where you have perhaps sabotaged yourself, or perhaps you have subconsciously isolated yourself from where you are able to merge with the other, because this is where you get your power, Scorpio. You get your power from what you merge with, because what you merge with ultimately, Scorpio, you're a fixed sign, right? And for you, as the fixed water sign, ultimately you are meant to be sort of a steward of energy, right? A generator of life force. And what that means is your energy, to keep yourself from being destroyed, Scorpio, your energy needs to be harnessed and used towards the good of something bigger than yourself. And this comes by way of merging with another energy. You are a vessel in that sense, right? And where you have feared becoming a vessel is where the cycle ends. Because you must work through, and Chiron is pressuring you to work through where you have feared the expression and the integration of this inner child within you, Scorpio. This inner child that wishes to be a part of something bigger. Because all fixed signs have been misused in a sense throughout our history, right? Leo, Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus have all been misused in a sense. And for you, Scorpio, this has to do with your life force, where you express and release your creative potential, right? And for many people, especially astrologers, they consider Scorpio as a purely sexual sign, right? Having to do with, you know, the genital region, right? But ultimately this comes down to, because this area of the body has to do with your greatest point of power. All of our greatest point of power is in this area, right? Because this is where our life force is coiled up in the form of Kundalini, right? And so how you use your sexual energy. Sexual energy is the most powerful force in the universe. It can create. Because it can create, it is the most powerful. And there has been this thorn in your side, Scorpio, that has to do with the fear of creating more from yourself, right? Okay, so we're getting to the bottom of that, because Chiron going retrograde is about the mastery of our wound. And this is the mastery of your own power, Scorpio, and how you share that power with others, where you open yourself up to allow your power to be exposed, in a sense, to be recognized by the other. We have Venus entering Gemini on the 4th and Mercury entering Leo on the 5th of July. And we also have Neptune in Pisces in its final quincunx to Jupiter in Libra. Okay, so Venus entering Gemini, this is your 8th house. Mercury entering Leo, this is your 10th, top of your chart. And Neptune in your 5th, quincunxing over to Jupiter in your 12th. So, Scorpio. This is healing. This is healing for you regarding where you have felt lost. Lost in regards to what you're doing here. Right? What your place in all of this is. I got a similar sort of vibe with Libra, right? But for you, Scorpio, this comes down to how you use your power, right? Because you're born, right, as a Scorpio, with all of this this creative potential, right? This sexual power that is waiting to be harnessed and used in the goods towards something greater, right? And the creation of something greater, waiting to be alchemized, right? And before you get to that alchemization point, there is this period of complete silence, right? Silence to get and to understand and to recognize, to hear the voice of your divine plan, what you were here to be, what you were here to do, how you were born to use your energy. Because if you do not figure this out, Scorpio, you can self-destruct, right? Because the energy that you were born to give, what's the word? It backfires on itself, right? Because you become sort of like a vacuum of energy. And this is all about teaching you how to give, how to trust in the release of your power. And the reason why you have not trusted in the release of your power, Scorpio, is resolved with the full moon in Capricorn, conjuncting your ruling planet and opposing your co-ruling planet Mars in Cancer. Your ruling planet Pluto and Capricorn retrograde, right, will be conjuncting this full moon from July 8th through the 9th. And this for you is occurring in your 3rd house. And I feel this goes way back, Scorpio. This full moon is the culmination of a cycle, a karmic cycle that all Scorpio energy has been in for many, 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 many years, right? And this comes down to where I'm feeling society has where society has used Scorpio's energy, right? And the way society has used Scorpio's energy has been in the form of hypnotism, has been in the form of the controlling of the mind, right? Of the analytical perception. And I'm not saying all Scorpios are mind controlled. I'm saying how society has used Scorpio's energy, the Scorpion archetype, right, has been in the form of mind control, has been in the form of turning Scorpio against itself. And Scorpio, you were coming to this point of awakening. You are waking out of the dream you've been in. And this full moon in Capricorn is waking you up because it is conjuncting your ruling planet, Pluto, in your 3rd house, where perhaps we see something completely different when we're asleep, right? When our eyes are closed. But when we open them, it's an entirely new world, right? And it's there that we recognize ourselves because suddenly our power is back online. Because suddenly we realize where we believed, perhaps, that we are inhibited, that we are stuck. All of a sudden, we realize the whole time it has been a dream, right? A dream that we've told ourselves, a dream that we have reinforced by our belief in it, right? By our perception of ourselves within it. And it's in the breaking out of the dream that we realize all along that it was a hologram of our true potential. And Scorpio, you realizing that who you've been, where you've been, who you've believed yourself to be, the extent of your power, has all been an illusion, right? Has all been orchestrated. Because you've believed in it. And this is where your power is taken away, right? Because once you believe in something, Scorpio, what you believe you can create, right? But the Scorpion archetype has been used against itself, has been used to alchemize against itself. Because Scorpio energy is the energy of raw sexual power, right? And sexual power can not only create, but destroy nations, right? It can. And this is how it's been used for millennia. And it's all about taking your power back, Scorpio, by believing in your own vessel, believing in your own power, and being okay with the merging of your being with a higher collective purpose. And this can come in the form of merging with another, right? Another that leads you to the direction of your purpose, right? Because we will be having the new moon in Leo at the top of your chart. But before we get there, we will have a last quarter square of the moon in Aries, and it will be in conjunction to Uranus, which will be at the highest degree that Uranus will get to this year, 28 degrees Aries, because it will station retrograde in August. This will happen July 16th, right? And for you, this is happening in your 6th house, between your 6th and your 9th house. And again, this comes down to how you use your power, Scorpio, how you organize yourself in relation to your world, how you orchestrate your reality in alignment with your power, because what you're surrounded by reinforces your beliefs. And this is coming down to, okay, I recognize that if I'm going to be stepping into this chapter, right, that requires a greater degree of using my own creative potential, that speaks to my destiny in this world, right? While I have been titillating on the fence between the old world and the new world, right? It comes down to taking care of me, right? Because I'm the ultimate vessel of this energy. I'm the one who's going to give birth to this energy. I'm the one giving birth to this power, this creative potential, right? And it comes down to taking care of your vessel, taking care of your health, taking care of your day-to-day reality, creating a space that nurtures your power, your sacred space, Scorpio. And as you come down to how you use your power, finally, we get to the new moon in Leo on the 23rd. And for everyone, this new moon will be in Leo, 0 degrees, right? Conjuncting Mars and squaring over to Uranus to a degree. And it will be opening the portal to the eclipse season. It will be opening the portal to the total solar eclipse, which will happen August 21st, right? And so for you, this is at the top of your chart, Scorpio. And this comes down to the explosion of your heart regarding your divine purpose on this planet. Because, Scorpio, where you have been living in a sort of hologram, right? Where you have been using your power against yourself, as you learn how to harness your own power, as you learn how to harness your own energy and make it work for you versus against you, You come to what you've been seeking all along. And what you've been seeking is in regards to what you're here to do, who you're here to be, Scorpio, what your power is even used for. Because ultimately, what you use your power for determines who you are, right? If you allow everything and everyone to use your power against you, or perhaps in spite of you, right? And this can be mostly done unconsciously, because I know, Scorpio, you wouldn't allow it if it was conscious. But if you look at the energetic baggage, right? If you just look at the playground, right? Look at the playground of your environment, what you're surrounded by, who you allow in, Scorpio, what you are merging with. If you look at it, if you take a deep dive, look at the cords, look at what's pulling you, right? Look at what's holding you back. Look at the self-imposed chains. Look at the self-imposed prison. Look at the self-imposed hologram. And it's all tying into how your energy is being used. And how your energy is being used, Scorpio, determines the quality of everything you experience in this life. Because you are a generator of power. This is what you're here to do. This is who you're here to be. And how you use your power changes everything. It changes everything. And this new moon in Leo is requiring you, and it will be conjuncting Mars, your co-ruler, right? And it's requiring you to put your finger on the button and say, this is what I'm here to do. To make the commitment, right? Scorpio is at its most powerful when it makes a commitment to itself, to its power, right? To the utilization of its power, to the merging of its power with its divine purpose. On the 25th, we have Mercury entering Virgo, its domicile sign, right? And for you, this is your 11th house, and this has to do in regards to, because Mercury will be in Virgo for quite a long time, as it will station retrograde in this sign, right? And so, as you come to this decision point regarding your divine purpose on this planet, Scorpio, it comes down to the bare details, the bare bottom of what needs to be in your life. I got a similar energy with Libra. Again, I'm getting a lot of similar energy with Libra, right? So this is in regards to what you're surrounded by, right? Who you allow into your life, what ultimately you decide to be a part of, Scorpio. And this will need to be analyzed very thoroughly over the next few months until the end of September, which is when Mercury will finally leave this space, right? But this will be a constant question over the next coming month of where you belong, right? what belongs in your world, how you integrate in this new world, right? With this newfound sense of purpose, of potential, of power. And Saturn will be beginning to stop, right? Because it will station direct on August 25th, next month. And so as it stops, right, as it's preparing to completely come to a stop and station direct, this comes down to where you feel stuck. And where you feel stuck is in your second house, right? In your sense of self, in your sense of self-worth, in your abilities, Scorpio, in what you are, what you're made of, the substance of yourself. Because you feel that you are like jello jello in regards to feeling very moldable, feeling very bendable, right? Like nothing is concrete. Who you are is not concrete. It's constantly changing, constantly shifting. You could be this person, you could be that person, right? And it's a constant oscillation between multiple different pathways you could take, because these multiple different pathways you can take can completely change who you are and what you're capable of and what ultimately you will invest your power into, right? And this is where you felt stuck for so very long, because this foundation is not set in stone, right? Who you are, your identity, what you're choosing to be is not set in stone. And in a sense, this is a blessing, right? Because you can choose who you want to be. You can choose who you want to be, Scorpio, and this is requiring you to make the decision of who you want to be. Because you will not be able to move forward until you make a commitment to yourself of who you will be. And it's not an easy question to come to, right? We spend our whole lives trying to figure out this question. And for you, Scorpio, this has been an especially difficult question to answer, because your power has been used against you. You have been living in this hologram of potential, a hologram of your true potential. And it's up to you to step out of the hologram to figure out what your actual potential is, right? And as you step into that, you step into your purpose on this planet. And it comes down to your light, Scorpio. What your inner light is. You're meeting yourself for the first time, perhaps. By the end of the month, from July 30th through the 31st, we have the first quarter square of the moon in Scorpio, your own sign, right? In square to the sun and Mars in Leo in your 10th house. And then we have Venus entering Cancer in your 9th house. So Scorpio, as you commit, right? And the first quarter square of the moon for everybody will be about the commitments to this story, right? This new chapter. And the passion and the drive to catapult you into it, right? This comes down to staking your claim in this new identity, right? And this newborn sense of self, as you open to your potential, as you open to your raw power, Scorpio, you come down to who you actually are. And who you actually are is limitless, as Venus in Cancer approaches your 9th house, right? All of the doors open. All of the doors, all the roads lead to home. All the roads lead to who you are. Lead right back to you, right? And you find that what you've been looking for has been right in front of you all along. Because you are what you've been looking for, Scorpio. And it's in recognizing that you finally decide to come home to yourself. And this is when the world and your heart opens up to you. So thank you very much for watching, Scorpio. I hope you have a wonderful July. And be sure to check out the horoscopes for your sun, moon, and ascendant / rising sign if they are different. And I have a calculator in the description of this video. If you do not know what those placements are, you can figure them out. I will see you all next month in August.